everyone and welcome back to Teacup Tarot. So Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow, and this time Mercury is going retrograde in Cancer. So in today's video we are gonna see what messages or what advice we have when it comes to dealing with this retrograde period. Alright, so as usual you have 3 piles in front of you. You can pick whichever one speaks to you based on the feathers or on the card. Whichever one draws you the most, you can pick that up, and then we shall start with the very first one, which is pile 1. Hello, and if you've chosen the very first pile, these are your messages for the Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So we shall start with the very first card, which happens to be a tarot card as usual, and it is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is all about being assertive. It's all about being strong. It's about being rational and about being practical. So possibly that is the kind of energy that you want to invite into your life. So one thing about the Emperor that I notice is he's all about his mind. He is an individual in whose life it's like emotions really have no place when it comes to his decision making. But what I feel is in the coming phase, especially in the retrograde phase, just having your control over your mind or just using your mind to make your decisions are not going to be the most useful decisions. Okay, so what I suggest is, of course, be like the Emperor. When you need to put your foot down, when you need to be assertive, of course you need to be assertive, but you need to make that distinction about where you should be using your mind and where you should be using your emotions. Okay, the best decisions, honestly, according to me, are the one where both your mind and your heart are in complete sync. That is for me personally the right decisions, but that is something I would like to encourage for you, especially in the Mercury retrograde period. See, Mercury is all about logic. Okay, it's all about facts. It's all about why, what, when. That is the kind of energy. But Cancer, again, it's all about, oh, how do you feel? How do you feel about that? So merging these two energies for you is going to be very crucial, and it's going to be very important. So make sure you're doing that well. Okay, so the next one that we have from our animal spirit is the Rhino spirit, and this basically talks about overcoming any obstacles whatever you face in your life. So this can be with regards to your career, this can be with regards to your personal life, or just everyday situations. So use that assertive power to overcome whatever obstacles that you may have, but at the same time be a little humane about it. Have little bit of emotions relating to this as well. But overall, what I see is you will be getting over a phase where things were not working for you, or something in particular was proving to be really challenging. Especially for a couple of you, I see this as an individual. Okay, and especially when it comes to relationship. So for you guys, over the next I think a month or so, certain relationship patterns are going to be changing. Certain relationship patterns are going to be resolving. Okay, especially conflict is going to be resolving yourself. So I think your relationships should be getting better is what I see when the Rhino spirit shows up. Of course, when it comes to your professional relationships as well, I see you overcoming whatever troubles that you may have. Yeah, so the next one is a golden opportunity. So I believe with the retrograde period, the Mercury in Cancer, a lot of new doors will be opening for you. Possibly it can be because you're overcoming obstacles now, and because of which a very openly prosperous period might now begin for your life. I know for a couple of people who do especially well in the retrograde period. I don't know why, but certain individuals, it's almost like their luck flourishes when Mercury goes retrograde. God bless those people, more power to those people, but you could be one of them is what I sense. So a golden opportunity is coming your way. Important doors are opening your way. And of course, when these opportunities come your way, you should be walking through them. But especially because of the retrograde period, there is something that I need to warn you about. Especially if you're signing any documents, make sure you're double checking them, you're triple checking them. Because this is a period, when these kind of things are easily overlooked. And if you happen to overlook a little detail like that, it could prove to be very, very difficult to you in the long run. Okay, so when it comes to your work, especially when it comes to your documents, and especially when it comes to submitting anything important, so if you're submitting a proposal for a possible business or anything important that you're doing, especially relating to communication and especially relating to technology, make sure you have your work saved, you have like a double copy of it, or you have a copy in a separately entire place. Because what happens is if technology fails you, which happens very often when Mercury goes retrograde, you should be having a backup. I don't want you guys to sort of land yourself in a soup because of these issues. So make sure you're paying attention to those, and make sure you're especially paying attention to what new things you are getting into. So read the fine print is also one of my messages for you. The next one that I have is cleaning house. This message is obviously chasing somebody around, because this has been coming for me I don't know, from my past 3 to 4 readings, and whether I do it on this channel or my other channel, it's always there. So cleaning house, you obviously need to let go of certain things is what I sense here. But at the same time, if you are indulging in that cleaning, make sure you're not giving away important stuff is also something that I want to talk to you about. But when it comes to cleaning house, especially since the retrograde is in Cancer, this is about relationships, okay? So possibly for a few of you, one person could be moving away because of a good opportunity, or this could be changing your house. But what I sense is there is a shift in your home environment. Possibly you are shifting houses, that is also a possibility. But this could be one person moving out, and because of which the entire atmosphere of your house changes, especially if there has been a conflict in your household. This could be like the person causing the conflict could be moving away, and now peace is restored because you have overcoming the obstacles part, that is also there. But for some of you, relationship issues, like I said, are getting resolved. And what is important then is to clear the residual energy, especially if you've had fights with your spouse, if you've been having fights with your boyfriend, girlfriend, and especially if you're living together. Make sure you clear the energy is the what message I have for you. Okay, so this can be done with something as simple as sage. Saging is very, very important, but you need to clear the energy. It's like starting afresh is the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. So with new opportunities coming in your way, why not just leave the past behind and walk ahead with a renewed spirit is the message I get. And with Cancer, it's all about being loving, it's all about being caring. Possibly you are very much in the Emperor energy, and what I want to tell you now is, please be a little more loving when it comes to relationship. Try and understand your partner's point of view, try and connect with them, try and reconnect with your family. These messages are some that I'm really getting. Now again, you have message relating to a relationship. For some of you could be really, really getting into a deeper level of commitment. Possibly the retrograde period is going to be good for you, and you'll finally realize that one person means something more to you, or your partner could realize that you mean a lot to them, and you could be entering into a deeper commitment. But again, here when it comes to this specific card, this is about a traditional relationship, with the man as the head of the table, that kind of a relationship, the very old kind of a relationship. Okay, even here if you see this card, this is like the knight and this is the lady. So this is a very traditional relationship, a very beautiful relationship. I see nothing negative about it. But the man, or if you're both men, one of you could be seeing yourself in the provider kind of a role. Okay, so that is going to be there. So I am okay with same-sex relationships, so we are okay. So just apply this to your own settings, okay, either way. But yes, a deeper commitment is possible for you guys. And of course, the next one is school. So some of you need to be learning something new. Of course, Mercury is all about why, what, and when, so this is like trying to find answers to some questions that you've been having for a very long time. Of course, this could traditionally also mean going away to university, having your school starting, or just pursuing a new fresh course. But other than that, going to school could also mean learning something spiritually, getting into a spiritual course, or just getting into higher learning when it comes to your spirituality, like teaching yourself new spiritual beliefs, being open to new spiritual practices is also a message that I have for you. But it says the answer that you're seeking involves going to school. Now, life is a school in itself, and you have the traditional schools as well. So you decide which one applies to you currently. Okay. And the next one, of course, I wanted to pull out some romance energies. So here we go. Flirt. Okay, so you need to be a little bit more light-hearted. You need to flirt a bit. You need to put yourself out a bit, and I feel like you naturally are going to be pulled in that direction because Cancer is coming in. Cancer is all about beautiful, loving energies. It's about being in the flow of love and relationships and all of that. And so I see you guys getting into the light flirty relationship, especially if you're a single. For relationships, of course, as I said earlier, it could be getting into sealing the deal, if I may call it. So yeah, that is what I see coming. And the last one, again for relationship, is a retreat. So disconnecting from the world and really, really connecting with your partner on a deeper level. And if you connect on a deeper level, then this commitment, of course, is something that, like I said, could be coming. So one thing that I really want to say is this part of it, the retreat, disconnecting and connecting on a deeper level, could be happening very, very soon for you guys. And if you do that, your relationship will progress really, really quickly. And for people who are currently in relationships, I think you need to just spend time with your partner exclusively. For certain people, you have your kids around, but you need to make your relationship a priority because once your kids are older, they're going to fly off and have their own houses, they're going to have their own life, and then it's just going to be you and your partner. So don't make it a habit to ignore each other right now. Flirting when it comes to your partner, an established partner, is also a really, really good practice. So get into that emotional zone with your partner, really connect at a deeper level, connect at a level the way you used to connect at the beginning of your relationship. Okay, so this is all about love. It's all about connecting at a deeper level. It's all about deepening your commitment to each other, and that is overall my reading. And this last one, which I thought was very, very curious when it came up, it says practice humility to avoid jealousy. This is something that is very, very peculiar, and what I get with this is, when it comes to social media, we are all about clicking our most intimate parts of our lives and publishing it online, just clicking it online, hitting the send button and putting it open for the world to see. But sometimes that sort of takes away from the relationship, is what I feel. So especially when it comes to your private moments, try and not share it so much with the world, because not every person is out there for your best. Jealousy can be a very, very strong thing, and sometimes there might be somebody out there who's not happy to see you happy, and just putting your life out there can steal a lot, can steal the magic, is what I feel. So make sure you're not posting too much of your personal life, especially when it comes to the Mercury retrograde. And and just live a little bit simply is the message here, and do things the old way, because the card here is also like doing things the old way. So I think that could be a message for you. The way you used to live when social media was not there, just being with your partner, living your life, just living a healthy life. Okay, and that is my message for you when it comes to Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And just connect with each other on a deeper level, on a spiritual level. But most importantly, don't forget to connect with yourself, because you are the most important person in your life. All right, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye bye. Hello, and if you've chosen pile 2, these are your messages for the Mercury retrograde. So, we shall start off with the very first card, which is the Queen of Cups. And how fitting is it for the Queen of Cups to show up in a Mercury retrograde in Cancer reading? Because, of course, you have the water element here, and Queen of Cups also represents the water element. So the Queen of Cups is all about the gentle energy. It's all about the creative energy. She is somebody who is very, very comfortable in the unconscious. She is a person who's very much in tune with her emotions. She's highly empathetic. She's comforting. She's therapeutic. And she's just somebody who, indulges in whatever it is that her heart's desire, because she's so much in touch with her emotions, and that's exactly what you need to be doing in this retrograde period, because Cancer is all about your emotions. So that is what we are seeing when it comes to the Queen of Cups card. The next we have is the Flamingo Spirit, and I love this card. Just look at this card. How vibrant is he? Now this talks about accepting yourself. The Flamingo Spirit is accepting yourself just the way you are. Honoring your emotions is also something that I get. So if you want to wear that weird hat, make sure you're wearing it. If that brings you joy, if that brings you happiness, if it makes your heart happy, do exactly that. You don't really have to worry so much about what somebody else feels about it. Just live your life happily. Just make yourself happy. Okay. And another message that we have with the Flamingo Spirit is to embrace the in between. So for a few of you, what I see it, you have this image of this ideal life in your mind. You know exactly what you want, and you're just waiting for it to happen, and you're almost stuck in that zone, like, I want this, but it's not happening to me yet. Okay, so right now all I want to tell you is, see, just embrace the right now. Just embrace the in between period. Embrace the journey, because the journey is equally important. You are going to be arriving at the destination, but just because you're so focused on the end result, don't lose out on the beautiful moments that are in front of you. And this is especially a message I want to give you when it comes to your relationships and your career. Sometimes we get so busy when it comes to our careers that we forget to pay attention to our houses, to our relationships, to our kids. Don't do that. Don't miss out the little beautiful moments of your family. Don't miss out the beauty in the present moment. Okay, that is my message for you. Okay, the next one is the wishing well. Okay, so this calls you to make some new wishes. This calls you towards creating your new life, if I may say so. This is about going to a wishing well. Possibly you could just create a small box. I call it my box of wishes, and what I like to do is, if there is something that I want, I just write that wish and I drop it on the box. And you can do that. It could be a symbolic wishing well, and just believe in your heart that it is going to be coming true. Okay, and just live your life happily. Again, you have the message of embracing the in between. Don't think about it so much that you'll just, the resistance will sort of create a blockage in your own way. Okay, so the wishing well is about making that wish of a beautiful life, about whatever it is that you want, and then moving away in the knowledge that it is going to happen. Okay, so that is what you need to be doing. Yeah, and let go. Okay, so for certain situations in your life, sometimes resisting things or just wanting it to happen so much that you hold on to things very, very tightly actually has the opposite effect. Sand, for example, if you hold sand in your hand tightly, it is going to slip through your fingers that more easily. Okay, so when it comes to any situation that you feel is not working out according to the way you want to work it out, just let it go. Okay, just let it work out on its own. Especially when it comes to relationship, we want to control people in our life. We want them to behave in a way that suits us. You're not wrong, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong if you want it, but what will happen is you'll end up pushing that person away all the more. Okay, so that is my message for you. If you want something, and especially if you want it badly, don't hold on to it so much that it will not show up in your life. And that happens to be a repeated message for you, which makes it all the more significant. Okay, just be at ease. Be at ease with everything. Go with the flow, let your life flow. Because the Queen of Cups is all about the flow. Do you see her resisting something? You don't, because she just has the most beautiful and pleasant emotions on her face. See the flow of water. Everything is just flowing beautifully, and that's exactly how your life should be. Don't hold on to things. Let it go. They'll resolve themselves. Trust me, they always do. The universe doesn't always need our help. Trust me on that. And the next one that we have is Saraswati. Okay, now Saraswati is supposed to be the goddess of education in India, but she's also the goddess of creative endeavors. So that the message here is, especially in the Mercury Retrograde in Cancer, especially if you're drawn to creative arts, make sure you go for it. If you want to create something, if you want to paint, even if you've never painted, just pick up that brush and just use your mind. Let your hand flow through it. I tried that last week, in fact, and it did not come out the way I wanted, but I was just happy with the fact that I just created it. Don't go for perfection, okay? Just enjoy yourself with this creative process. Whatever it is, if you want to create a song, go ahead, create the song. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? Just quit the perfection thing when it comes to creativity. Just create for the love of it. Okay, just create, especially if you want to create videos on YouTube or anything that you want to do. Just start, just hit the record button. If you see my first video, it was a disaster. And had I cared about it so much, I'd probably not be making this video today. Okay, so just express yourself whichever way you want to. Give creativity a chance. Okay. And okay, the next one is about assistance. And when it comes to assistance, especially when the Mercury retrograde is in Cancer, this can be about one of your family members or somebody that you care about needing your help. Okay, so if there is somebody in your family that you may feel may need your help, reach out to them. And in fact, I want you to just reach out to one of your family members, whether they need help or not. Some people have difficulty in voicing their needs. So just check in, just see how they're doing, just FaceTime with them. Have a WhatsApp call and just see how they're doing and ask them if they need your help. Maybe they do and they're just very shy to ask. Okay, the next one is, okay, now I wanted to pull out some romance angel cards because we need to see what's happening on the romance front too. Okay, you have the honeymoon, which speaks to me about enjoying time with your spouse, enjoying your time with your loved one, especially with the lockdown, coming up. Possibly now you could travel to see them. That is also something that is possible. Honeymoon can of course mean actually going on a honeymoon post marriage. If you are, then congratulations and I hope you have a great time. But otherwise, just taking some time off with your partner. Just making that time to just enjoy each other's company, especially if you haven't seen each other during this lockdown, make the most out of it. Let the emotions flow. Okay? So just enjoy that time together. And if you're at home, have a picnic in your backyard. Or just do something together. Just connect with each other. Let the emotions flow. Let your hearts speak to each other again. Okay? Honeymoon doesn't have to be a literal honeymoon somewhere else. Your life can be a honeymoon if you choose for it to be so. Okay? Yeah. And the next one that we have is surprisingly an engagement. So yes, a deeper commitment's coming for some people. Now, of course, engagement doesn't always have to be a literal engagement. This could also mean a significant deepening of a relationship. And I think that is something that I'm seeing for a lot of people, because when Cancer comes in, Cancer hits really hard when it comes to your emotions. So connect with your spouse, connect with your loved one, because there is a possibility your connection could get deeper, especially if you're going on that trip, especially if you're spending time on your own. Maybe you could get a proposal, who knows. And if you're going to be the one proposing, all the very best, and I'm sure your person is going to say yes. Okay, and if that happens, oh my god, come and let me know, okay? Because I am like the whole huge advocate of love. But either way, your commitments are becoming deeper with Mercury going retrograde in Cancer because you're connecting really well. Okay, and especially when it comes to relationships, again, this is a message that I want to speak to you about again. If you're in this process, if you're just discovering each other, rediscovering each other, just enjoy the process as well. Don't worry so much about the commitment part. Because if you genuinely enjoy each other's company, if you genuinely enjoy that exchange of emotions, that commitment is going nowhere. Okay? But just make sure you're being honest with each other. And that you're with a worthy partner. A partner who deserves you. That is something that I want to say. Especially with the Cancer energy coming in the retrograde part. Make sure your partner is worthy of you. Okay, that's another message I want to give. And we'll just come to the last one. You don't have to be like anyone else. Again, which goes with the message of the flamingo. Like I said, if you want to wear the hat, you wear the hat and don't really worry about anybody else. Okay, let life flow through you, If you keep worrying about what somebody else thinks about you, you're not going to be living your life. It's your life. If they wanted to wear a hat, they would wear a hat, and trust me, they wouldn't ask you. So why do you want to ask them? Go with the flow. Go with the flow of life. If you want to do something, if you want to be a particular way, if you want to dress a particular way, go for it. Okay? Don't be like anybody else. You're too special for that, man. Come on. Be yourself. Be the most authentic version of yourself because you are tremendously loved. For the person you are. I love you. I can tell you that. For who you are exactly. And I'm so damn proud that you are who you are. Okay? And I see you for everything that you are. And I still love you. And I always will. So I'll just end with that. Okay? I could go on and on. You know me. I shall see you in my next reading then. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3, welcome to your reading, and we shall see what messages are coming in for you for the Mercury Retrograde in Cancer and how suitable is the Ace of Cups showing up in the reading. So out of the 3 readings I've done, I've had 2 cups. So okay, so this is about that free exchange of energy, the free flow of energy, the beautiful energy of love, the beautiful flow of emotions is what the Ace of Cups is all about. It's like you feel like you're filled to the brim with positivity. It's like life is flowing through you, happiness is flowing through you, joy is flowing through you. But this also calls you to be receptive to love from another person. Especially if you've been closed off from love for a long time. And I just feel like, now is the time to welcome new things into your life. Because Aces is all about new beginnings. So what is it that you want to begin in your life? What new beginnings are you looking forward to? Why not take the first step yourself? Do that. And especially if you have a feeling that you like somebody, why not make the first move? Why wait? Okay, so let's go to the next one. We have Vesta coming in. Very, very curious with the Mercury retrograde in Cancer because Cancerians are all about home. It's all about their space. It's all about where they live, the people they live with. And that's exactly what is coming in for you. So I just sense with the Ace of Cups coming in with Vesta, there could be something new happening with the house. Possibly you want to shift some furniture around, you want to just do some interior work, you need to put up some new curtains. What changes do you want to bring to your house? Again with Vesta, there's another thing that comes up with me is somebody new could be moving in with you or somebody could be moving out. Okay, but this is like a good thing happening when it comes to your house. Something that is bringing you joy. And especially with Vesta coming in, Vesta, I just see Vesta as like this super duper interior designer where she loves decorating her space. So do exactly that. Do something new with your space. Make it your own. Wherever you are, it doesn't have to be a home you own. You can still make that space your own so that you feel at home, so that you feel comfortable. Because home is like such a beautiful feeling, isn't it? Anywhere you are can be home. You just have to make it your home in your own special way, That is the message. And next one is magical stream. So this is all about your thoughts, okay? Your conscious and unconscious thoughts. When you look into a stream, especially if the stream is clear, you see your own reflection. And that's exactly what this card is about. What will your reflection say back to you? What do you have to say to yourself? What kind of thoughts are you putting out in the universe? What's your internal world like? What's your internal stream like? How does it flow? Does it flow with beauty? Does it flow with grace? That's something you need to look at, especially when it comes to your unconscious thoughts, Thoughts we just think, and we think they have nothing to do with our life. Every thought has something to do with your life, because with every thought you create a reality. Make sure it's a reality you want to live in your future. Okay, so be very conscious of the energy that you're putting out there. That's something you need to look at. And again, with the giraffe spirit, it asks you to look at the bigger picture. What kind of life do you want for yourself? What kind of home do you want for yourself? The world is your home as well, so what can you do to make it better? Especially with a lot of energy workers who usually show up in my pile 3. I know you guys, I see you guys. You guys are energy workers. You have the responsibility of the world in a sense. So just look at that bigger picture. How can you make the world a better place? Or how can you just touch the life of one other person is something that you need to think about. Maybe just raising your own vibrations higher can do that, So look at it that way, because everything you do has a bigger effect. And that's exactly what you need to look at, the bigger picture. Just think about the little things that you did in your past and how that has affected your life in general. So there is nothing called a small thing. Everything is important. Okay, and also another message that I'm getting here with the giraffe spirit is about planning your life, really looking at your future. What do you see as a part of your future? And are you consciously creating it right now? And if you aren't, now is a good time to make that new beginning. Okay, so just look at your life in a majestic way, as a wholesome picture. It's almost like, look at your life as a third person. And what advice would you give yourself as a third person? Now take that advice and work on it, is what I want to tell you. Okay, because life is made up of infinite small moments, and especially for your group. So make sure you cherish every single moment and make the best out of it. Okay? You are the creator of your life, a very, very conscious creator, and especially my pile 3s, you are always spiritual people and you have all the more responsibility. You guys know that already. The next one that we have is healing. How fitting is this? How fitting is this? You guys are healers. You have the spiritual gift. And of course, firstly, I want you guys to heal yourself if you aren't healed. Emotionally especially. If some of you are still holding on to the thought of the past, I need you to let it go. Okay? I need you to let it go. Just drop it. Let it go. Let something new come up in its place. Remember the magic stream. Remember the message of the magic stream. If you're holding on to something that is giving you unpleasant emotions and you're looking at that stream, the reflection is going to be unpleasant. So when the thoughts within you are not very pleasant, they are not happy, they are thoughts of a past love that did not treat you well. Why do you want to stay in that energy? So heal yourself. You are so capable of it because you yourself are healers. And call on to your spirit guides, call on to your angels to help you accelerate that healing process. Call on to Archangel Raphael. He is fabulous when it comes to healing energies. I've had personal experiences with that, because of which I can tell you that. And if you heal yourself, you will heal the world at large. Because once you are healed completely and you are in that my cup is full phase, then it'll overflow. How? Oh my God. Look at this. When your cup is full, it will then overflow. But if your own cup is empty, well, you're not going to be of much use to the world, are you? So heal yourself. And as you heal, the world will heal at large. Okay? That's the message. Coming to the next one, and we have the romance angels. The card is separation. And this, of course, let me warn you, this is not always a negative card. This could just mean that because of the lockdown, both of you are separate for now. Okay, so maybe because of which time apart from your partner is there and you're feeling really unhappy about it, and I can understand. But with the Ace of Cups coming in and with the movement card in your house, there is a possibility that now you could be together quickly. Okay, but for some of you, of course, there could have been a separation from a partner, especially if a relationship has not been serving you very well. But I sense for a lot of you, this could be a past relationship where the separation has happened and you're still holding on to it. Let it go. Look at this. Look at this. See, the lady is holding on where this guy wants to move on. It's clearly not a healthy balance, is there? So if there's somebody who wants to go, let them go. You'll just make space for something new to enter. Okay, and for people who've been separated from their partners for a long time, possibly this was for your highest good. We don't see it that way when it happens, but sometimes it's for your highest good. So because if another thing that I really want to tell you, if separating from an unworthy partner, separating for a relationship which is not building you joy, which is not bringing your life a lot of joy and happiness, what will happen if you keep sticking to the energy is this new person who is about to bring you true love will not come in. So please make sure, if you are still stuck in that phase of a relationship ending and you holding on to the pain, you separate yourself from it, because somebody else wants to come in. Your true love wants to come in. And for some people, this could be just meeting your true love. And for some people, this could be you're actually in love and because of the lockdown, you're separated. And you'll come together eventually because your love is true. Okay, so this Ace of Cups, there could be a potential for meeting a new person, and which could then result in a deeper commitment because you have true love here. And this has been a core message, this has been a repeated message since the past piles. Like all three piles have had this message. So this is obviously the energy of the Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Letting go of something previous so something new can come in. Okay, but of course for some people, if your love is true, you can definitely work through your differences, and that separation will only be temporary. Because when love is true, when love is real, nothing can keep you apart. Remember that. No distances, no physical distances, no mental distances, no people creating those distances can keep you apart if you're truly, truly meant to be together. And if your love is true. So if you have that true love with your partner, there is nothing that you have to worry. If they are committed to you on the level that you are committed to them, you will come together, is another message that I have to give you. Okay, but of course we have Vesta with the home situation improving. So this could be like your relationships are improving. And the separation could just be temporary. Your partner could realize in separation that they are your one true love and you are their one true love, and you could come together and have that fresh beginning of love, have that fresh feelings of love. Okay? So, just true love is what is important. Honesty in your hearts is what is important. Okay? And the last one is reinvent yourself, which again, like I spoke, when Vesta comes in, she is like the ace interior decorator. So just reinvent your space, reinvent your house, reinvent yourself. Maybe your attire, maybe you're feeling extra special. Maybe you want to dress up extra special for someone special, or just for yourself. We dress for ourselves too, to keep ourselves happy. Reinvent yourself for yourself. Okay? Because again, like I said, you have this ace, which is a new beginning. Maybe this could be a new beginning of yourself. Okay? Losing this energy from your life and reinventing yourself for this fabulous, fabulous thing could be something that you're doing. How beautiful is this, isn't it? A romance of a lifetime. I wish this comes your way. I wish this comes your way very, very quickly. Because you deserve it. You do. Okay? So that's it when it comes to my reading for Mercury Retrograde in Cancer. Make sure to give yourself extra love and care. Make sure to give your partner that extra love and care. Make sure you extend that to your home and to your family as well. And to your pets as well, because pets are special too and they are family. It's all about love. It's all about emotions when Mercury goes retrograde in Cancer. I shall see you in my next reading. Bye-bye.